we go to the one and only Kimberly Dvorak. She is the award-winning National Security Board of Security Investigative reporter for TV, radio, and the print media. And Kimberly just happens to be the senior foreign policy advisor for the Committee for Responsible Foreign Policy. She's also a TV correspondent, CW6 News, San Diego, as well as One America News Network, and she's streaming live, Periscope.com, Facebook, and then she'll have reports later on YouTube. And Kimberly, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Well, let me tell you, definitely a very busy, disastrous weekend. Lanka, unbelievable. I want to get into social media a little bit later on because that's one of the first steps they did. They shut them all down, but we don't want any false reports. I guess it's kind of similar to CNN over there. I wanted to ask you, though, about the IED crisis.
Yeah.
And,
well,
if you were briefing President Trump, any comments on that?
Yeah, I'd say that, as, we get further and further from 9/11, and we're seeing attacks all over the world. In this case, we saw Christians attacked and killed in large numbers. And when you look at these attacks, especially what happened in Sri Lanka over the weekend, it really kind of, the act was carried out in a similar fashion to what happened in Mumbai, India, several years ago, where they're targeting not only Western, Western organizations where they're going for the high value and people who have the money to spend at high-end hotels and such, and people seem to let their guard down when they're in that kind of environment. One of the ways that these, attackers can perpetuate such great damage is by using forms of IEDs, which we see on the battlefields in the Middle East. However, there have been several bomb makers that have come out of the Middle East and are advising other terror organizations. And while the reporting on this is still very early, they're looking at significant ties to ISIS and al-Qaeda, and that this event was most likely planned in Pakistan. So now you have to look at, these other countries tailor-making their weapons of war and just unleashing them on the Christians around the world.
Yeah, and let me see here, they're saying 13 suspects in connection with the bombing arrested. And it says these attacks could be quite different and look as if they came, as you said, right out of ISIS, al-Qaeda, and the global militant jihadist playbook. 7 suicide bombers that carried out these attacks.
And they found several bombs that did not go off and that were unsuccessful. We saw that in London when they went out after concert goers, young people at Ariana Grande concert, where some of the bombs that they made did not detonate. So kudos to law enforcement there to finding those and ensuring that those did not take any lives. But make no mistake, this was about targeting the Christian faith and trying to put some sort of fear into the Christian religion, especially around the holiest day of the year for Christians, and that's, of course, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and I guess the big question, we got about a minute before we have to get into a break, is do you think America is vulnerable to these IED attacks like the ones that we saw in Sri Lanka and other places?
Yeah, I mean, we've actually seen them. Law enforcement has disrupted plans, and you look at the United States and their law enforcement agencies, whether they're state, local, or federal, they have to be right 100% of the time. The bad guy has to be right once. With this massive migration crossing our southern borders and no real way to determine who exactly is coming into our country, this is another way for people to cross an unsecure border and unleash whatever knowledge they had gained overseas with these various different terrorist groups. It's going to happen in this country at some point. Most experts point to that. We've been very lucky so far, but this will cross our border.
Yeah. Well, and I'll tell you, as we go into this break, they are saying that there was a delay in action as to why the warnings that they had were ignored. Yeah. And one father, he said he heard of a possible attack, and you've been warned not to enter any popular churches.
Yeah.
Got to pay attention. All right, the one and only Kimberly Dvorak, streaming on Facebook.com as we speak, and she is the foreign policy advisor for the Committee for Responsible Foreign Policy, and it's thekdreport.com.